This week, a live edition of Indie Street. My guest is Shane Harvey. Shane, nice to have you here.
How you doing?
It's been a while.
It has. It's been,
we've been waiting for this.
Yes, well...
did you know that I was one of the judges, by the way?
Yes, I did.
I did. Sure.
I did. I thanked you for the, I don't know what I sent you. I sent you a million thank you cards, I think it was, saying thank you very much for choosing me as the winner of the contest.
Well, it was an easy choice. Now, for the benefit of our audience out there who are not totally familiar with what I'm talking about, Shane was the winner of our songwriting competition. That's almost 2 years ago now. It was,
yeah. When we first won the contest, we were so excited, and it has been a tremendous catapulter for my career. But I remember sitting at the desk at the record company right after we won. CBS was involved in the project, and I think my head was so in the clouds, you know, and we were just thinking this is going to be great. But it's taken a lot of hard work in between to get it going.
Yeah, I was surprised at the time that yours was an act that had not been noticed by major labels before, and if only because of the incredible professionalism of the demos that we heard, because we heard, I mean, mountains of things. I mean, I now realize that every second person I run into on the street is in fact a songwriter.
That's right, that's right. And they all have their studio in their house and whatever, but I guess ours I guess it was a cut above, like I say, if you say so. We used an 8-track for the original demo that we sent in, and we had some pretty cool dudes happening on it. We had Ron Allen, who's a pretty happening sax player,
right,
and of course Aaron Davis, who's I consider one of the best keyboard players around.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah, he's brilliant, and he produced our demo, and I guess that's obviously one of the things that made it the winner's choice.
Now, we've got the video for Ricky, and it's an unusual song thematically as well. Now, you have a background working in the world of newspapers. Did that affect your world outlook and hence your way of writing songs?
Absolutely, yeah. I think we had certain ideas and thoughts about this particular subject of prostitution, and we felt that it was a very sad situation. Young girls going out on the street getting tricked into becoming prostitutes. The whole scene was very bad, and the youth, seeing the youth in their faces. And it kind of came naturally to Shelley Gillen, who writes the lyrics to the song. She's my co-writer. It came natural to both of us to write that. She also was formerly from the newspaper business. It was a difficult topic, and I guess looking back, had I been able to release another song again as my debut, I'm not sure would have I made it a prostitution song, because it does limit its airplay potential in certain markets.
Did you find that you got that kind of reaction? It's like, hey, nice song, Shane, but the topic means we can't touch it? Did you get that reaction? Well,
you get all kinds of reactions from radio stations. You know, we love it, we hate it. You got a really good voice, send us more. But we did get quite a few comments saying we find this a little, the lyrical content of the song just a little touchy for our audiences to listen to. And so it was an interesting experience for us.
Now, in winning the contest, of course, that afforded you the opportunity to go in the studio with David Bendeth producing, but I remember at the time thinking, that's not much time to cut a single by today's standards. Did you have to really zoom through it?
We did. We did a ton of pre-production beforehand, and we did most of it on a Mac computer.
Right.
Everything was done via the computer, which a lot of music is nowadays. It saves you a tremendous amount of cost. And in the studio, once again, we had Aaron and Ron, and we had Dave Bendeth playing some great guitar, and we put in about 11 hours in 2 days, and we crammed it all together, and I guess you could take more time. You know?
Well, the results are great, so let's take a look at the video now. This is Shane Harvey and Ricky on Indie Street.
Hey there.
With her high-heeled shoes and her satin jacket.
Wired eyes don't see what a girl could be out of the city. She was making $50, everything as it be. $75 to do what you please. She was growing up too fast and fighting disease. Run down hotel rooms on pretty Ricky. Ricky, I knew everything about you, but life without you isn't worth the paper it's written on. Ricky, Ricky. Nights are the same when you work in the track for a man that doesn't care. And when you do come back, there's not that much lost from his life. Nobody cares for a girl, does what you did in this world. And nobody reads between the lines when a girl goes like Ricky. Ricky, they didn't know a thing about you, 'cause life without you ain't worth the paper it's written on. Ricky, Ricky, they didn't know a thing about you, 'cause life without you ain't worth the paper it's written on. Ricky, Ricky.
And it's a video for Ricky from Shane Harvey, who is my guest today. And you did the video on a bit of a shoestring as well, right? With a guy that we know named John Hazen.
That's right. John works at here at Much City, and he put together this great video that we're real happy with for about $3,500, which is it's most all of it's done on film. There's a few parts of it are on beta.
On videotape.
Yeah, on videotape, but which is also done to keep the cost down. There's quite a few of my friends in there. Shelley, who, like I say, writes with me, she was the initial hooker at the start of the video. Some of them are real, some of them aren't real, but...
Right. You've got a musical background in your family, too, I understand,
Yes.
right? Your dad was a country and western singer, right?
That's right. My father, Larry Harvey is his name. He had a number of songs in the top 10 back in the 50s. Very traditional country music, and he was in Nashville for a while, and he used to hang out with all the big boys, you know.
Did you grow up singing that kind of music?
You know, all I can remember in my childhood growing up was listening to Hank Snow, oddly enough, because my father has the Hank Snow collection, and he always has. Every time Hank Snow came out with an album, my father went out and bought it. So yeah, I was always surrounded with my father singing and playing the guitar, but somewhere along the line I got sidetracked into photography, and this is where the journalism background came. And I think looking back, it was a really good thing for me, because it does give you more of a wider scope on things that happen. You see some pretty incredible things in the journalism, good and bad. So it prepares you a little, you know.
I wonder if pop songwriting from that point of view is difficult, because it's almost like all you can really do is write a headline. In a pop song, you can't go that deep into the story. You know, the same accusation that they make of certain newspapers and, say, sort of top 40 newscasts is that all you do is scratch the surface, you find out who got killed, but you don't really find out what went on behind the story. I wonder if with a pop song, trying to write about a serious topic is limiting or challenging that way.
Well, I mean, how graphic can you get? I mean, there are certain limitations you have to work within, or else no one's going to get the point. You know, I think through pop music and pop songs, I mean, obviously we're trying to make a certain point, and I guess you try not to be too preachy about it when you try and make your point, and it's like a newspaper will never, or very seldom will run a photograph of a dead person, if you want to say that. I mean, you know, but they sure as hell would make you go out and cover it, but they never use it. And I guess with pop songs, you have to be careful that you're not too forceful. I guess that's what you're saying.
Otherwise, nobody will ever hear it.
No one will hear it, yeah. No one will hear it. I mean, I had a lot of people, you know, come up and ask me what Ricky was about, and certain parts of the song, and I thought it was very clear, you know, that it was about the death of a prostitute. But that's good. I mean, you know, you got to get into a groove, you get into a hook in your song, and hopefully you can make your point. as best possible.
Did you have the same problem in trying to write this song for Second Harvest that we have the video for?
Well, Second Harvest was a little bit different because we got to spend more time with the organization and with the people involved in Second Harvest.
Do you want to tell us what they do for the benefit of our viewers?
Yes, they do. I'm sorry. Second Harvest collects, distributes edible surplus food, and they take it to needy agencies in Toronto here. It's basically food that would go to waste and go into the garbage, and they collect like thousands upon thousands of pounds of this stuff every year. And it makes so much sense to this project to actually, you know, if you have food that will otherwise go in the garbage, then take it to people that need it, you know. Get it there. They come out in the truck. They pick it up from supermarkets. Shirley and I went out with the people in the truck, and we went to the supermarkets, and we helped pick up the food, and then we helped deliver it to the agencies that need it. Senior citizens, youth, disabled youth and seniors alike, victims of domestic violence, single mothers.
Homeless?
Homeless, yeah, right across the board, people that need the food.
Is this Canadian-wide?
Second Harvest is a local food distribution agency. There are agencies across the country, and what Second Harvest would like and what we'd like to do is just to raise more of the awareness of the fact that there's 100,000 people go hungry in your cities, and I think that's really sad. That, I mean, just think about that, you know. And Ethiopia, Africa, third world countries, they're also very important issues, but it's time to look in our own backyards, which the lyrics to the song say.
We've got the single sleeve. I understand the single has just come out now, although this is a project that was organized, I believe, last fall. I know you did a show with a lot of these performers at Nathan Phillips Square here in Toronto.
That's right. Yeah, we did a gig at Nathan Phillips Square to help launch the whole project for Second Harvest. And the single, we needed to raise a bit of money ourselves. Everyone donated lots of times. I should mention that. They donated time, studio time, costs, material to get the records printed up. But there are inevitable costs of making phone calls across the country to track the record and postage that come. And we had to raise some money for that. So that was a little bit of the delay in getting the project out.
Just before we look at the video, do you want to tell us some of the people we'll be seeing in this quickly?
Yes, you'll be seeing Kevin Connolly from New Regime, Mo Burke, Pursuit of Happiness, Chrissy Womack from Tula, Molly Johnson from Altamota, the Pucka Orchestra.
Arnold Lanny, Frozen Ghost?
Arnold Lanny, Frozen Girls, some great session singers on there. Myself, I'm also singing on it. And that's it.
Thanks very much for dropping in, Shane.
Thank you very much for
having me. Nice to have you. Here's the video for Second Harvest's project with Shane Harvey and friends. This is called Listen to the People, wrapping up this edition of Indie Street.
Great.
Well, Vancouver's Sugar Shane Harvey is a jazz musician with soul and a sweet nickname, thanks to a rap superstar. Inside E's Jason Brown explains.
Not everyone can call themselves a jazz musician, and not everyone can say that they were given a nickname by one of rap music's hottest artists. Vancouver's Sugar Shane Harvey can do both. He's a gifted singer and trumpet player who was nicknamed by the one and only Snoop Dogg.
He actually, on the set that we worked on, heard me singing, and he came up to me and he said, "You're the best white singer I've ever heard. I'm going to call you White Chocolate." So I said, "Okay, that's cool. White chocolate, that's good." And I didn't really like it, but it was a great compliment coming from Snoop. Finally, I got up after Irv and I said, "Look, you know, white chocolate doesn't really hit with me." And so he said, "Well, you're gonna be Sugar Shane, then. That's what you are, anyways. You're Sugar Shane." So I've been Sugar Shane ever since.
Shane doesn't want to toot his own horn, but as well as being a talented jazz musician, he also composes scores for movies, which he works on in the comfort of his home studio.
In this particular film about the Rhino brothers, it's about a dysfunctional family who have three hockey players, adult hockey players, who have kind of not made it. Maybe one's on the cusp of getting his chance at the big leagues, and they just have this weird relationship, all three brothers. So they somehow want a minimalist score, but they wanted to have some interesting sounds in it. I went out and I recorded some skates and some pucks being hit off the glass and off the goalposts, and I came home and I'm trying to make a percussive track that will somehow give us another dimension for the film.
As if his music didn't keep him busy enough, Sugar Shane Harvey is also a professional photographer, and he's photographed some of the biggest names in the entertainment industry.
This was Gwyneth Paltrow, just when she was at the beginning of her incredible stardom from a film called Moonlight Valentino, and she's a great gal. Dan Aykroyd, another great guy. I played a rap party with him. He did a whole Blues Brothers thing. I played in the band behind him, played the horn for the Blues Brothers kind of act that he did.
Well, Shane, we'd love to come down to a set and see you in action sometime.
Set, yeah, that would be great. Oh my God, I'm